9109G from Wheatland Cattle Company of Bienfait, Saskatchewan. Mitchelson Land and Cattle, Myers and Miller gave us our second of the top 10. Now we move to Lloydminster, where our next top 10 finalist is the Grand Champion Black Angus female, the 2-year-old from Terron Farms, Greenwood Vixen JJP 17E with Terron Vixen 62G, the heifer calf at side for the Adams family. We're going to stay in Lloydminster, but perhaps move a few head down that row to the Grand Champion Lloydminster Simmental female, the 5-year-old CMS Soda Pop 425B with Black Gold Miss Soda Pop 90G from Black Gold Simmental of Lloydminster, Saskatchewan. Taking us to our halfway point, we go to the Grand Champion, also Supreme Champion of the Royal Agriculture Winter Fair in Toronto, Ontario, our Grand Champion Black Angus Voss Vegas Black Pearl 6E, the 2-year-old with Voss Vegas Black Pearl 1907 calf at side from Voss Vegas Farms of Plainfield, Ontario. The rest of our 5 moves us now to Farm Fair International and the Grand Champion Red Angus female, where the 2-year-old and her calf, Red Cinder Frasier 29E and Red Cinder Bryler Frasier 729G from Cinder Angus of Barhead, Alberta, Bryn Yoder, the Junior Division and Bryler Ranch will be contending. And so will the yearling Grand Champion Charlet female, BRCHE Berkeley N 8507 Polled ET from Prairie Cove Charlet of Bashaw, Alberta, and Kay's Cattle. Our final 3 for that top 10 come from this week's Canadian Western Agribition, and they include 4-time qualifier and Grand Champion Black Angus female, Brooking Countess 77-7 and Brooking County Dusty's Countess 9026 from Brooking Angus Ranch, Radville, Saskatchewan, Dusty Rose Cattle Company and KT Ranches. Also a qualifier as the Supreme Champion female from Prince Albert Exhibition and Grand Champion at Farm Fair and through the First Lady Classic Futurity this week. Next, our second last finalist is our Grand Champion Red Angus female, the 3-year-old Red 6 Mile Fanny 149D with Red 6 Mile Fanny 330G from the Gibsons and Hertz of 6 Mile Red Angus at Fir Mountain, Saskatchewan, and the Van Currens of Sunnyberry Valley Farms. Also qualifying as the Grand Champion female from the Olds Fall Classic. And finally, our final contender is the Grand Champion. She's a 2-year-old cow-calf pair, Charlet female, SVY Starstruck 712E with SVY Starstruck 938G, the calf at side from Sirianko Cattle Company of Maymont, Saskatchewan, and Brandon Hertz. We will just roll right into the bulls if our ringmen can move their attention to the bulls. Once again, moving in catalog order. We're going to take advantage of the opportunity to pull out what amounts to 6 2-year-olds, 2 yearlings, and folks, 2 calves. Our Grand Champion that will be the first in the top 10 comes to us from the Prince Albert Exhibition, and the Supreme Champion Black Angus Bull is Brooking Gold Coin 8069. Also the Grand Champion Bull from Farm Fair, Brooking Angus Ranch of Radville, Saskatchewan, the Morrison family, and ZWT Ranch. From Prince Albert, we're going to go all the way to the Interior Provincial Exhibition and Stampede of Armstrong, BC, where the Grand Champion Polled Hereford became our Supreme Champion. GH 377X Eclipse 27E for Nelsie Hershey Purebreds of Del Bonita, Alberta, and Sandberg Herefords, a 2-time qualifier, also winning the Farm Fair Polled Hereford Show. From Armstrong, we're going to go all the way to Manitoba, to the Ag-X in Brandon, and the Grand Champion Black Angus Bull, the 2-year-old Merritt Sting 7047 from Double F Cattle Company of Parkside, Saskatchewan, and Merritt Cattle Company of Radville, Saskatchewan. And we're staying in Brandon to go to the grand champion, also a 2-year-old of the Simmental Show. Bailey's One of a Kind from Crow Brothers of Gilbert Plains, Manitoba, Bouchard Livestock, and Stewart Cattle Company. That young man knows his way into the top 10. And he's going to be joined now as we go to Lloydminster, and the grand champion, 2-year-old Black Angus DMM Crank 13E from Miller Wilson Angus of Basha, Alberta, and Nelsie Hershey Purebreds. The Black Angus grand champion from Lloyd is a contender in our top 10. Our final 5 all come from this last week at Agribition. They include the yearling Black Angus Grand Champion Conley South Point 8362 from Wilbar Cattle Company of Dundurn, Saskatchewan, Conley Cattle, and the Belshams of Houston, BC with Poplar Meadows Angus. Also, the 2-year-old Grand Champion Red Angus Bull, a 3-time qualifier, Red DKF Racer 8E, and a 2-time RBC Top 10, also winning this year from Olds Fall Classic and the Lloydminster Stockade Roundup. The first of our calves in our RBC Top 10 is the Grand Champion Polled Hereford, Haraldson's U-Grade 33D 36G. From Haraldson's Polled Herefords of Wawota, Saskatchewan, and Hoffman Ranch of Thedford, Nebraska. Haraldson's U-Grade 33D 36G is an RBC Top 10 bull. And he's going to be joined by the 3-time qualifying 2-year-old Grand Champion Limousin Bull, Greenwood Electric Impact ET. From Greenwood of Lloydminster, Saskatchewan, Ben Armitage, Larone Limousin, Mill Road Cattle, Running Creek Ranch, Gerald Reimer, and Victoriano Sanchez of Mexico, Red Oak Limousin of Australia. One of the highlights of this week was watching this bull sell for a whole bunch of money. And all those owners now on a bull that was a 3-time qualifier, including Lloydminster and Farm Fair. One remains, and it is a calf, the grand champion of our Simmental Show, SVS Dynasty 915G from Sunny Valley Simmental of Hanley, Saskatchewan. Our grand champion Simmental rounds out our top 10. Now folks, this is the last time I'm going to ask you for a round of applause for our top 10 qualifiers. Please put your hands together. Now, folks, our RBC wants to run down the list and just talk to each of these folks, make little presentations to them. We want to take this opportunity to talk to you a little bit about what the top 10 means. So folks, those folks that are in the ring right now, they've bought these animals or they've made these animals. They've invested a significant amount of blood, sweat, and tears in the heartbeat it takes to get these animals to here. We've got calves, we've got yearlings and 2-year-olds. In our cows, we actually have a 3-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 5-year-old. In the case of some of those older females, our exhibitors have been pinning their hopes and sometimes even their prayers on what this animal's going to do, not just in terms of winning a banner or winning a check for $10,000, but what it's going to do for their family operation, where they're going to have the opportunity to sell genetics to, the impact that these genetics are going to have around the world, not just in Canada from coast to coast to coast, but around the world. At a sale that took place earlier this month, there were over 100 head that were purchased by folks in Mexico. Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it from a number of different show rings. You heard William McLaren say it when he was part of the First Lady Classic team of judges. You heard it over in the commercial show today. There is no question, Canadian genetics are among the best that you're going to find in the world. And as our judge, Jay Holmes, said, in the ring right now is the best of that best. Matching and stacking bloodlines for years and generations, we're ready now to see who bears those titles of Supreme Champion 2019. To make the slap on our Grand Champion female, folks, we'll be looking to Dawn Halstead to first select our Supreme Champion female. And then we'll be moving to Rafa Ramirez.
Does she know who it is? What number?
Legendary.
RBC and Dawn Halstead go in search of our Supreme Champion female.
No time playing games. Money on my mind, I'm kicking ass, taking names.
The number 41 Supreme of the RBC Supreme.
The flames, I'm hustling, I was born to win, ain't never gonna change. Let me tell you now, I don't know how, but the whole world's gonna know my name. Just wait and see. They gon' talk about me. Things ain't never gonna be the same. Are you ready? Are you ready? Better make way, 'cause I'm coming through. Are you ready? Are you ready? Better make way, 'cause I'm coming through. Make way, make way, make way, 'cause I'm coming through. Make way.
She is a countess. She is a countess. Brooking Countess 77-7 and Brookings Dusty Countess 90-26. The 2-year-old Black Angus female that won Agribition, that won Farm Fair, that won Prince Albert, that won the First Lady Classic, and that 2 weeks ago was named the Alberta Supreme at Farm Fair is our RBC Supreme Champion female for Brooking Angus Ranch, Justin and Tawny Morrison of Radville, Saskatchewan, Dusty Rose Cattle Company, and KT Ranches. The Countess is supreme. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our Supreme Champion female. We want to move now to our Supreme Champion bull. And to take us there, here is Rafael Ramirez. Ladies and gentlemen, one more Supreme in 2019.
Let's light it up until our hearts catch fire. Then show the world a burning light that never shines so bright. We'll find a way to keep the cold night from breaking in over the walls into the wild side. The hunger satisfied.
And the electricity is high. Greenwood Electric Impact ET is the Agribition 2019 Supreme Champion Bull. The Farm Fair Supremes are the Agribition Supremes. Greenwood Electric Impact ET, son of the Supreme Champion from 2 years ago. Greenwood Canadian Impact ET, the Supreme Champion 2017, begat Greenwood Electric Impact ET, our Supreme Champion 2019. The 3-time qualifier, Grand Champion at the Lloydminster Stockade Roundup and Farm Fair International Supreme there 2 weeks ago today for Greenwood. The Payne family of Lloydminster, Saskatchewan, Scott and Jackie, Jackson and Jaden, Ben Armitage in Alberta, Lerone Limousin of South Africa, Mill Road Cattle of the United States and Running Creek Ranch of the United States, Gerald Reimer of Mexico, Victoriano Sanchez of Mexico, and Red Oak Limousin of Australia. Ladies and gentlemen, Greenwood Electric Impact ET, our Supreme Champion Bull, the Limousin is supreme. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for attending the 2019 Canadian Western Agribition RBC Beef Supreme Challenge. We are very grateful for the support of our title sponsor, RBC Royal Bank, and the prize pool contributors. We look forward to seeing you next year as we celebrate Canadian Western Agribition's 50th show and the 22nd RBC Supreme. Folks, on behalf of Agribition, have a safe trip home. Have a very Merry Christmas. And best of luck with
Well, everyone on DLMS, we want to thank you guys very much for being with us for Cattle Night in Canada, as we've crowned 2 champions, Electric Impact and the awesome Brookings Angus cow, guys. That's a great way to wrap